Picture 7 billion people simultaneously leaping. A bizarre, impossible scene. But what if, for a fleeting second, that impossible happened? What would the Earth feel? What would humanity experience? And let's find the answer to the question, what if? Let's imagine 7 billion people jumping simultaneously. The combined force is difficult to calculate precisely, but using simplified physics, we can estimate it. Each person exerts a small force. However, the aggregate effect on the Earth's crust and rotation is likely negligible. The Earth's immense mass dwarfs the collective force of a global jump. While a minuscule shift in rotation or seismic activity might theoretically occur, it would be far too small to detect with current technology. The role of gravity is uniform. Everyone would return to the ground almost instantly. In essence, the physical impact of this hypothetical event would likely be insignificant on a planetary scale. The synchronized jump would initiate immediate chaos. Accidents would surge as people fall unexpectedly, while poorly constructed buildings might suffer structural damage. Widespread confusion would reign, disrupting daily life. Simultaneously, communication systems could falter, leading to a breakdown in infrastructure and societal order. Emergency services might be overwhelmed. The psychological impact would be substantial. The shared experience, though potentially terrifying, could foster a unique sense of global unity, or conversely, widespread anxiety and trauma. The short-term effects would be tangible and immediate, while the longer-term consequences on mental health and societal stability would require careful consideration. The collective jump would temporarily disrupt air quality. Billions of feet simultaneously impacting the ground would raise a significant amount of dust and debris, creating a temporary haze in many areas. This short-term reduction in air quality could pose health risks for vulnerable populations, particularly those with respiratory issues. Beyond the initial dust cloud, secondary effects stemming from mass panic are also plausible. The post-jump rush to assess damage, seek safety, or simply return to normalcy might lead to a wave of accidents, car crashes, falls, and injuries in the scramble. The long-term environmental consequences, however, are likely to be minimal. The Earth's systems are remarkably resilient, and the impact of a brief, globally synchronized jump would be insignificant compared to naturally occurring events or human-caused pollution. Any environmental changes would quickly revert to pre-jump conditions, leaving no lasting mark on the planet. Coordinating a global simultaneous jump is practically impossible. The logistical nightmare alone, achieving perfect synchronization across time zones and diverse cultures, renders the idea fantastical. However, imagining its success reveals a fascinating social experiment. Governments might respond with varying degrees of panic or controlled chaos, ranging from immediate martial law to a bewildered temporary standstill. Existing conflicts could potentially escalate as resources are diverted to managing the crisis, or conversely, a shared global trauma might temporarily unite conflicting parties in mutual recovery efforts. The event's impact on international relations would be unpredictable, offering a unique case study in global cooperation, or lack thereof, under extreme pressure. Recovering from a global synchronized jump would be a monumental task. Repairing damaged infrastructure, from cracked pavements to collapsed buildings in areas with weak construction, would require a massive global effort, potentially taking years depending on the scale of damage. Societal readjustment would involve grappling with the trauma and shared experience, potentially fostering either a stronger sense of global unity or increased anxieties about shared vulnerability. Ultimately, the event could yield invaluable lessons. The sheer logistical challenge of coordinating such an action would highlight the complexities of global cooperation. The shared experience of near-simultaneous chaos and the subsequent recovery efforts could fundamentally alter our understanding of collective action, resilience, and the potential for both global cooperation and devastating disunity. A global jump's Earth impact would be minimal, but the social and psychological consequences would be immense. In your opinion, what if everyone jumped at once? Share your thoughts in the comments.